So, I said I'm a visual person, and lots of my members are visual people. So, if I give you just a heads up on what we're doing here. So, we know that we're on the 3rd of April, 2020, and the 3rd of April, 2021 is going to come. We know that. We know that September 2020 is going to come, and we know January 2021 is going to come. Unless we've got some Nostradamus shit going on and we're in that sort of mindset, which hopefully you're not. So we know those dates are going to come, okay? We know they're coming. We know they're coming. If we know they're coming, now, we know the bounce back, we don't know exactly when it's going to be. It could look like this. It could be like this. We don't know, but it's going to come back. We know that, yep. It's going to come back. Because we know it's going to happen. But also right now, I have members leveraging niches, roles, opportunities, getting bigger fees than we've ever had. We take this view, first of all, that these dates are going to come, okay? Now, there's 3 actions you can take. Number 1, you can be the guy and girl in the middle, which is I'm going to be using phrases like, I'll ride it out. We're going to observe what the industry does, then move. You may or may not in September, in January, in April next year, you may or may not be in the same place, but I imagine if you've got that view, and if I take empirical evidence, which is what I've seen firsthand, you may or may not get to that point, but chances are you have a business that has gone down. You'd be part of the herd. Hopefully you can be in business, and I mean that with every ounce of me. The second individual is going to be the individual that says, right, I'm going to tighten my belt braces. Well, of course we need to tighten our belt braces. Everyone needs to do that. But I'm going to tighten my belt braces. I'm going to shut shop. I'm going to cut back. Now there's cutting back and there's cutting back. Of course we need to cut back on some things, but remember, a cost is a cost, an investment is an investment. So for example, right now, if I take, let's say that we spot a niche in crisis management, in interim management, in Silicon Valley, as we speak right now, and I've got authority because in your business, what you should have in your business is a niche where you know your industry, your location, and your role, and underneath it, you might have role definitions, or you might have sub-niche definitions, etc., etc. And by the way, if I see anyone else nicking my shit, I won't be happy. So, but if we've got this structure in place, which we do with our members at the very, very first week, when an opportunity pops up, you can leverage it. We can leverage it. So if we take this view about cutting costs, if I'm in Silicon Valley, an investment right now would be, right, map out the market, who the clients are, what candidates do they need, and I'll be building up a data set or a LinkedIn set or an automation funnel on that. It's going to cost. Is it a cost? No, because it might cost me $2,000 to do it, but I'm going to get 120K fee back. So always remember, cost v investment. Investment means you get paid, ROI. So this guy down here is going to be cutting his costs. Cut costs. But also, this guy's likely to be going in a place whereby if this stretches out, he's going to get more panicky, make more rash decisions, get tighter. He won't have a business. That's not scaremonger. It's just fucking fact. And again, if you're going to be negative, don't post underneath here. Don't send me shit. Go and just check out your own empirical evidence yourself. The reality is we're in a time of opportunity. We need to cut costs, but we need to increase investment. We need to cut costs. We need to increase investment. So this person may or may not be bankrupt. This person may or may not be in business. But we know that these dates aren't going to shift. September is going to come. January is going to come. April is going to come. If that's the case, why would we not be leveraging? If you're intent to be in business in the next 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, why would you not be using this time now to invest? Invest strategically. And by the way, I'm not saying, well, we can't put food on the table, let's go and invest in a new computer. I'm talking about, right, for me to get paid, I need to be in my program, we spoke about something recently called the minimum viable amount. What's the minimum viable amount you need per month? Well, I need 10 grand. Okay, how many placements is that? It's 1, it's 2. Great. On the flip side, so we've got those in, who may have just joined us, and they might be in, right, we need to get to stability, but we've also got those who are in thrive mode. Their minimum viable amount doesn't matter. They're in invest mode now. They're on this curve. And what this takes up here, which is we used to be known as the inbound and automation people, now we build recruitment businesses from startup to 250 to a million, millions from there. So we build businesses, recruitment search businesses. So these business owners get 2 things. Number 1, delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. Number 2, they get now, there's opportunity. And it's being strategic. It's investing in that opportunity. So they do 2 things. Again, delayed gratification. I can see on my business of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7x. And these aren't bullshit numbers. Just go to our iTunes, go to a website, don't care where you find it. And also don't care if you don't believe it. It is what it is. But they get now, and they get opportunity because it's there. And they also get delayed gratification for the true scale. So when we talk about you making a decision, the later that you leave this, so say you decide to take action here, and you've got the right mindset, but you decide to take action down here, your curve becomes so much sharper, so much sharper. You left it late. And guess what? If the V is now happening, you're now going to be hitting against the herd. The time is now, to whatever degree, whether you're in thrive mode or survive mode. Actually, on that point, let me do this. In fact, let me do this. Let me do this. Wrong page, wrong model, but just make it a bit clearer for you. So I mentioned just now about you're going to be, there's a line of stability, okay? A line of stability, which might be here. And then underneath here, we might have different levels, okay, where we are right now. So we've got, say, those who've got their, so we talk about asset. So you should have an asset, then you leverage that asset, and then you scale. And some go into a new niche, which normally I don't recommend. So if we've got our asset in shape, what we can now do is start to leverage that asset right now. And to be frank, use words like start to clean up. Very crass, but safe for what it is. And then we start to scale, okay? So we're in shape, and we've really got this understanding right now, if you're in that position, what we're starting to do is, even in these times right now, we know we've got stability, which is the key thing for pretty much everyone right now. But then what we start to do is start to leverage as day-to-day comes. Now, if this is the line of stability, fucking Paul Chaucer pen handy. If that's the line of stability, down here, we've got the opposite going on. And the opposite might be you're in a place of you're bleeding right now. You're bleeding. Could be in a place of you think you're almost not breathing. You're not breathing. So right now, your goal is to build a life raft, and get here, get stable. If you're here, your goal right now is to build the yacht. So we need to build a life raft, it gets you stable. So if someone's new with me right now, it'd be about building a life raft and getting them stable. So it's been with me a period of time. It's now a case of, right, let's build this yacht, because now is the time. So this is why I talk about where are you? Where are you? So down here, we've got survival problems in your business. So it could be cash flow, it could be hitting a minimum viable amount, etc. Up here, we've got leverage problems. So normally, I talk about growth problems, but now it's leverage problems. How do we move? Instead of my world, we've got 12 weeks. We're already almost at the end of 2 weeks. So how do we leverage these next 10 weeks if you're above this line here? But again, if you're down here in life raft mode, it's how do we get stable? So get clarity on where you are, okay? So I just want to give you a visual of what I was talking about.